Hello and welcome to the Pink Grape. My name is Anthony Metzger. I'm a winemaker and certified sommelier. Here at the Pink Grape, I interview winemakers from all over the planet. I conduct my interviews via Skype and record them live to bring you face-to-face with winemakers from all over the world. So without further ado, please enjoy the show and be sure to subscribe. Welcome to the show, Wines of the World.
Thank you.
You're a winemaker from India, Mumbai, is that correct?
Yeah, actually I stay in Mumbai, but the wine region is Nasik, which is around 200 kilometers from here.
Okay.
So I used to work there. I used to stay there. For around 3 years I worked in Nasik.
Nice. So, you know, to be honest, in winemaking in India, you know, and wines from India, at least from the U.S., we don't really hear too much about Indian wines. What can you tell me about wines from India?
Well, the wine industry is just like in its nascent stage. So everybody, like I just recently gone to do a harvest in New Zealand, and everybody was, you know, asking, oh, they make wine in India. So
yeah, right.
The same, you know, same feeling. Everybody has the same opinion, and oh, I didn't know that they make wines in India.
Yeah.
The industry is really small.
Okay.
And it's just like maybe 10 years or 10 to 15 years what we have been started making wines.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I'm curious to find out about like wine culture and the people of India. Like how do people in India like wine? I mean, is it a big deal over there? Do they drink a lot of wine? Do they not drink so much wine?
They actually don't drink a lot of wine yet.
Okay.
So, and people in India, wine for them is a very new thing.
Sure.
And it's not like we have wines with our food or something like that. And not many people are also into drinking wine.
Sure.
But I think slowly it is changing, like people have the awareness now, and they, you know, like they want to learn about wine, they want to learn about the wine culture, and they want to experiment, try out new wines.
So you said did you just get back from working in New Zealand?
Yes.
And how was that?
Oh, it was a wonderful experience.
Yep.
It was my first vintage outside the country.
Okay, great.
So, yeah. But the climate is like in March when I went, it was quite similar to what we had in India. Mm-hmm. But in April it started getting cooler because they have the winters now over there. Mm-hmm. But I went to Nelson.
Okay,
so that
sure.
was quite a sunny place. So it was quite similar.
Nice.
Experience was really good.
Nice.
A lot, like you work with different people, you meet people from different countries, and it is nice.
Very cool. So what about New Zealand? What was your favorite thing about going to New Zealand and making wine? What's a good memory that you have from working over there?
I think just interacting with different kinds of people, you know, like you keep talking wine, you keep making wine, and it's just interesting because you learn something from, like, okay, discuss about wine, they're doing this, we are doing this. So
sure.
Another thing what you see is that like I feel that India is not really way behind, so I feel good that we are also definitely going towards making quality wines.
So what makes wine from India different compared to wines, for example, from New Zealand? What's the main difference between the taste and just the way the wine is compared to other wines of the world even?
The thing is that in India we have like a monsoon season,
sure,
which lasts from June to September. So all this while it just rains
wow,
all the time. So and then after that, like end of September, you can again at end of September or October you prune the wines again.
Okay.
So yeah, like it, because the wines don't go into dormancy, sure, like in European countries. Mm-hmm. So we do 2 pruning cycles.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, I've only heard of that in one other place, and that is in Tahiti.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the islands of Tahiti. There's one winery there, and they have a
Yeah.
vineyard. And I heard the same thing, that they have to do that They have the 2 cycles.
Yeah, somebody mentioned to me also when I was in New Zealand that in Tahiti they do 2 pruning.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, that's what I heard. But I have never heard of that anywhere else. But India, because of those monsoons, you then have to do that.
The wines don't go into dormancy.
Okay.
You have to just prune them twice.
Sure.
But okay, basically you don't really use the fruit for that because it's just like a waste. But
Oh, really?
but-
So you don't use the fruit from one of the harvests?
so we have only one harvest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Only one harvest, but you prune twice. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. Alrighty, so I wanted to ask you too, what is it that you love about making wine most? What is it that you love? You said you first did your first harvest at the biggest winery in India, and then you fell into it and you loved it, and then you go and you travel to New Zealand, which is not super close. I mean, you have to get on a plane and travel thousands of miles. So what is all of it that makes you just say, I love winemaking and I'm willing to do all of this for it?
I think the diversity is what attracts me the most.
What part?
It's the diversity.
Oh, the
is-
diversity, sure.
Yeah, because like you have the same variety.
Yep.
The same variety, even in 2 different vineyards in the same place,
Sure.
is different.
That's true.
In a different country is different.
Yep.
Not the same every time. So everything is different each time. So you just have to make quick decisions.
Where would you like to see the wine? How would you like to see the wine industry grow in India? Would you like to see more people get into it and more people drink wine, or what's your hopes for the future?
I definitely think that India has a huge potential for growing wines and also for making good wines.
Yep.
So I really, really wish that it comes up.
So you think there's a good future ahead for the wine
Yes.
industry?
Yes, definitely.
Nice. And so I wanted to ask you a couple scenario questions. I usually ask everybody a scenario question, but I was going to ask you, if you're going to go out on a night out on the town in Mumbai, and you're going to go with a group of your friends, and you're going to go out for dinner, and then after that you may go out to like a nightclub, and you're just doing a big night out on a weekend with your friends, what kind of wine would you drink that evening?
Well, probably like maybe a Sauvignon Blanc, or I would also maybe go for a rosé.
Oh, okay, sure.
The winery where I worked at, we make a rosé from Cabernet Sauvignon, which is really interesting.
Oh, you do?
So-
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I really love that rosé.
Sure.
So probably that.
Nice. And so yeah, that's one thing I wanted to ask too, is what's like the most famous, what's the wine people drink most in India?
In India, they are actually the palate for the consumers is slightly inclined to a sweeter wine taste.
Oh,
not
it is,
like
okay.
Ice wine. Yeah, people prefer having sweeter wines.
Sure.
So, but slowly now, like as people are more aware, and some
Yeah.
people prefer the drier styles, but in general, the public, they like the sweeter styles.
Sure. Yeah, I wanted to ask you another scenario question here. If you're going to go out to like a wine bar and you're going to order seafood appetizers, like just a seafood appetizer, and you're at the wine bar, maybe even by the ocean, and you're with like your boyfriend or your husband, what kind of wine would you order to go with the food as well with the other person's taste in wine?
Well, I would actually, well, I'm married and my husband really doesn't know much about wine.
He
so
doesn't
I'm
know. Oh, okay, so he'll drink whatever.
Yeah, he's going to drink whatever I'm going to drink.
Nice.
But yeah, and he prefers white, so maybe
Okay.
I'll go with some white variety, Sauvignon Blanc maybe.
Okay.
You make good Chenin Blanc also in India?
You make what?
Chenin Blanc,
Oh, Chenin Blanc. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
so quite a wide variety in India.
Nice. So
So
you'll have a
maybe-
Chenin Blanc with your seafood.
Whatever my husband wants.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. And so, yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to share with us about wine in India? What should people know in the world about wine and India?
that there is wine in India.
Yeah, first things first, there's wine in India, okay.
Yes, and we're getting better, I feel.
Sure.
That's what I feel.
So good outlook for the future.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice. Okay, and so I usually ask this as the last question to everybody, and that is, if you could drink a bottle of wine with anybody in the world, who would you like to drink a bottle of wine with?
Well, I think my dad always.
Your dad?
Yeah, because we have similar taste in wine.
Sure.
So we both are going to enjoy the wine equally.
Nice.
And always have a good conversation with him.
That'd be very cool.
I think.
And what kind of wine would you drink with him?
Something like he likes reds, and something like a Merlot Cabernet blend, or maybe a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Sure.
Or a Malbec.
Nice. Alrighty, well, yeah, I think that wraps it up pretty much, and we'll keep in touch. I'll let you know how everything goes, and we'll go from there.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yep, thank you, Ashmita. Appreciate it.
Yeah, same here.
Yep, talk to you soon.
Alright, bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of The Pink Grape. Make sure you check in next week, as I'll be releasing a new interview with a winemaker. If you have any questions that you would like me to ask a winemaker during any of my interviews, just reach out to me through my social media accounts, which you can find on my website, thepinkgrape.com. Make sure you check out my website this week, as I'll be releasing some really fun, interesting wine stories. Thank you, and please be sure to subscribe.